Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 11 of Rock Solid Summit Blue. I'm Corinne Muth.
I'm Stephen Mason.
And I'm Sawyer Hunley.
And we have some very exciting things to get into today. A lot has happened since we have all been on spring break.
Yes, it's been a full last few weeks, and this weekend it's March Madness is here. That's all we can say. How that goes is to be determined, but it's here at least for now.
It is here. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And it's an exciting time, nonetheless. There's going to be good games on all over, men's and women's.
Right.
But for our team on the women's side, and men's too, somewhat.
Yeah.
It's a little bit up in the air. But with the women's,
it's very much in question.
It is in question. So.
I mean, last time we talked, it was just before the SEC tournament, I do believe.
Yeah.
And we were cautiously optimistic about the way this could possibly be trending.
Mm-hmm.
However, that was those brief glimmers of hope were squelched by the Crimson Tide. And so, I mean, 76-64 games, so not an absolute blowout, but the game didn't feel close for most of the way.
No, it did not.
I feel like it never felt like the Lady Vols were in that game.
No.
Like, if you go back to the first quarter, they were outscored 25-18, and they got down 8 or 9 early.
Yeah.
And it was just like, they're not coming back in this game.
Mm-mm.
It just never felt like their mind was in the game. They weren't shooting the ball well. And it seems like when they don't shoot the ball well, it affects the whole game.
And there wasn't that, punches being, not literal punches, metaphorical punches being thrown. Like, you think, a team that's been on a slide like Tennessee, you have that chance to reset in the SEC tournament, and then you just come out and lay an egg like
it's
that.
a new season, right?
Yeah, I think we kind of subtly foreshadowed the downhill slope.
And it could get a whole lot worse because they're for me personally, their draw in the March Madness is pretty mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
100% is.
I think
so too.
Going into Selection Sunday, the consensus was either you're an 8 or 9 seed in UCLA or at UConn, and they slipped all the way down to a 10 seed in Ann Arbor. Which was shocking.
Playing into our false hope. It's good that we're not in UConn or UCLA's region, because then we actually would get clobbered.
I mean,
potentially first round, definitely.
Well, I know about the first. The first round draw they didn't get, that was pretty brutal. I mean, it's a rematch. NC State, the 7th seed that they'll be facing in Ann Arbor, and that's a game that that's how the season started. And maybe it's how the season will end. I mean, I don't want to be so pessimistic.
And it feels wrong of me to say that it would be a competitive game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can you trust them to make it competitive?
Right.
I mean, we're at this point.
Yeah.
I thought the Alabama game would be a game where we were very competitive. I thought we would win the game. I think we all thought we would win that game. And I think they would have been scheduled to play Texas, who ended up winning the tournament the next night, so we didn't think they'd win that one. But we thought they'd get the Alabama game. They weren't even close. Really?
No.
It wasn't close at all.
No.
Neither was the Texas. The Texas South Carolina game was close.
It really wasn't though.
They had that separation.
It was separation the whole time.
Yeah.
Texas. To just kind of go on the whole SEC tournament. Texas dominated the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
They were fantastic because they dominated Alabama that Friday night. Then they had Ole Miss the next night. It was a close game in the fourth quarter. They pulled away and ended up winning by double digits. And then they dominated South Carolina. Like, some of the worst. I've never really seen South Carolina get dominated.
I haven't either. I was shocked.
I was shocked as well watching that game. That was unreal. But that shows you what Texas can really do.
Is capable of. Maybe they'll be carrying the banner for the SEC going into the postseason. So, just going back to this Tennessee team, I don't know what y'all are expecting, but on paper, it could be close. I think Tennessee was even favored at one point in this game.
Yeah.
But what we've seen over these last months really from this team is you can't really put any faith in them that they'll manage to take it over the finish line.
Yeah, I think I don't remember which game it was, but I think Sawyer texted me and he was like, "Oh, I feel wrong."
Yes, we were talking about
we were talking about delusion or something.
Yeah. It was when we got this draw, I was like,
oh yeah.
I think I should. Corinne was said something like, I want to feel good about this, but I feel like I'm going to be delusional. I said,
I was like, am I feeding delusions?
Yeah, literally. And I think, can we be real? I think we are. Like, with this team, like, I want to sit here and say, hey, the last game against North Carolina State was 80-77. It was a classic to open the season. What in the world, like, why in the world should I think it's going to be the same way this go around?
I feel like I'm in a toxic relationship.
Literally.
Like I feel like it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Like,
but, yeah, I mean, I just don't think that, I don't know. I just don't think that I really don't know that it's going to be competitive, y'all, and I'm a little bit worried about that.
And it's because, like, I have ESPN's predictor pulled up right now. They have Tennessee at a 55.5% chance of winning the game.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
And as a 1.5-point favorite. So, like, they're kind of feeling some delusion, too, in some ways. But, like,
Is that the percentage with, like, the Tennessee's full team, like no one out, no injuries. That's the full.
That's analytics.
Okay.
But like I don't know. I really don't.
It's so interesting. Like I don't know. I look at the game and like when you kind of preview it and look deeper into it, Camille Pierre from North Carolina State, their center, has always been a thorn in Tennessee's side. She has played fantastic against Tennessee in their last 3 matchups. She played last year at Vanderbilt in both games and was fantastic against Tennessee in both of them. And this year, again, with North Carolina State, she had 21-14 in that game back in November. It seems like she is just a matchup in the post that Tennessee doesn't have an answer for. It seems like I think Z Spearman was probably normally the primary defender on her in the last few games. And Z Spearman could not hold her down, could not stop her. And Camille Pierre always gets off. And when you look past Camille Pierre, it's definitely going to be Zoe Brooks. Zoe Brooks has been fantastic for North Carolina State the last few years. She's averaging 16, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. This year, shooting at a 43.7% clip. And she is just a dynamic guard that can get in the paint, shoot the mid-range, and she can shoot the 3 ball at a very high rate. And another thing she has that you cannot live up to is experience. She has been here in this tournament the last few years with North Carolina State. And experience is invaluable at this time of year. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I think experience is just huge.
Yeah, I mean, you said she's been with she's been with NC State.
She has.
Yeah, and there's something to show for not transferring to 4 different schools.
Isn't there, though?
So, your commitment to one team, and it'll show off in the post for her, I'm sure.
Right.
Well, they're also a very physical team too. I mean, last time around, start of the season, they definitely rebounded Tennessee by a bit. But it's something that they managed to do consistently throughout the year at NC State. And that's an area, if Tennessee's not rebounding the ball well, that's an area where they find themselves in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah.
This going, when they're up against these big physical teams. So obviously something to watch in this game, but also the balls will just have to be dropping for Tennessee. And they really haven't been recently.
No. Yeah. I listened to SEC Now the other night with Peter Burns and Steffi Sorensen and former Arkansas head coach. You might can help me out with this, Stephen. I cannot remember his name. He was on there, and they were talking about.
Is he bald?
I don't know.
I'll get it for you.
Yeah, please. Yeah, you tell me because he's on SEC Network now. He was a great coach for Arkansas for a few years there, but they were talking about how Tennessee just needs to get hot. They can turn people over with that press 15 to 18 times a game. They could make 10 to 15 threes. And just somehow get really hot. That's really what happened for Tennessee last year in the NCAA tournament against South Florida and then against Ohio State. And that's why they made it to the Sweet 16 last year, because they just got so hot.
Yeah.
And they actually competed with Texas in the Sweet 16. So could that happen again for Tennessee? Am I being delusional? Absolutely. Could that happen again, though? Yes, I actually do think it actually can, because Tennessee is a team, in all seriousness, Tennessee is a team that just they play off of that offense and scoring a lot of points, and that is just an inconsistent way. So could it be on this weekend? Absolutely, it could. And, you're playing against teams, I guess no North Carolina State's played us, but they're not used to seeing this pressing style. And everybody in the SEC is. They know what they're preparing for when they see Tennessee. North Carolina State, and then potentially they won and played Michigan. Those teams aren't, so that is a way Tennessee could catch them off guard. I don't know what y'all think about
they have to. I feel they have to want it.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm not really feeling out of
this
team right now.
I agree. I totally agree with you, Sawyer. Like, they're a great team. They can turn it on. They can do all the great things. Like, I just genuinely think they have to want it, and I don't think they do.
I feel like this team is so fragmented right now, and I think I feel like Kim Connell has made big strides over this course of the season, like composure behind the mic and things like that. But I still do question her ability to lead a locker room at this point in her career. And she's young. I mean, she's only spent 1 year at the Division I level before coming to Tennessee, and then to take a job at the most winningest program of all time is a massive jump. It's a big ask. I mean, obviously, if it's offered to you, you're going to take it.
Right.
I'm not sure if this was the right time for her to take a job like this. And I have so many questions for her future if this weekend goes the way I think most people think it's going to go.
Yeah. Man, it's such an interesting thing. I go back and we can go back in time a little bit. Y'all go back and look at last year's season. I don't think anybody expected anything out of Kim Caldwell coming in. And they were pretty competitive year-round and made it to the Sweet 16. So when you look at that, it gave people hope coming into this year. And that hope has obviously just been
squashed.
And
I guess the one argument that could be made to keep her around would be because she has such a good freshman class. But the issue with that is I think I would be shocked if most of them stick around, especially if Tennessee is the first round exit this weekend. I'd be shocked if the Calder twins stick around. And if they don't, then I really don't see any value of keeping Kim Caldwell around because her system is not working at this level. I think that's very fair to say. And if you're not managing to retain the fantastic recruits that you've managed to bring into the program, then I don't really see the point of it. And you've got to hit the reset button.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm blanking on her name. I know you said her name. She's like the number one recruit. And
yes, I said it last time.
Is it Olivia?
Olivia, I think it's right. Olivia.
I think her first name's Olivia.
Olivia is her first name. Olivia Edwards, I think is her name.
Yeah.
Olivia Edwards.
I saw a TikTok because I'm chronically online, and she, I don't know. It was like a TikTok that she made, and it was something along the lines of like, she was saying that she's going to stick with Tennessee.
I think I saw that. She was like, everyone telling me to leave. And it was like her and a picture of one of the assistant coaches for Tennessee. The assistant coach that's up for one of the jobs right now, up for the South Florida job, I believe. I forget his name. But yeah, it was a picture with him. And I did see that. And so it seems like she's locked in, which is fantastic because she is a heck of a player. But I look at her and I've watched some of her games and like her highlights. And it's like, is her style going to fit with Kim Caldwell? And it's just like, it's so hard to fit with Kim Caldwell's style. That's the whole thing.
I think she's going to have to like adjust her style because it's not working what's going on right now. This whole hockey style rotations in, out, trying to bring 10 different ladies into the game. It's really not working out, especially when you're facing against like these top teams that are just, the talent that you're up against is just so elite. You can't find 10 different people on your roster that can compete with that level of talent. You have to find players with that those capabilities that you can just keep out on the court.
Right, and I'm glad that Olivia Edwards is like set in her commitment. I just hope that she doesn't I just hope she doesn't regret it, you know? Good for her for sticking with Tennessee. This is obviously one of the greatest programs in the country. I just hope that she doesn't, get, discouraged, you know what I mean?
I agree.
We'll waste some time here, a year with Kim Caldwell, and Kim Caldwell goes after next year, and then, wastes your freshman year.
Right.
I probably wouldn't recommend anyone coming here right now.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest with you. Because there's no real clear direction of the program's heading in right now. And there's also talk over this past week of, actually, I know these are rumors on both Twitter, but actual donors,
like sponsors,
donors to the program. We're kind of pushing for she needs to see the door sort of thing. If you having that level of discontentment from your supporters and fans, you're putting the program into a very tough situation.
Do you know if they threatened to pull the sponsors or whatever, or was it just
I guess I guess that was kind of to draw your own conclusion. I mean, I'm going to go and tell you, there are some people in this university that donate to this university that love this program
Mm-hmm.
than probably any other program on this campus. This is a prestigious program. There's no doubt in my mind. And where it has gone is, I don't know the word. There's not a word for it. That's the problem. It is so terrible that there's not a word for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is
it's
the
almost
second
like shocking.
Yeah,
it is.
Exactly. I mean, y'all, this is the second lowest seed they've made it 44 straight years. Hey, if you want to talk about something good, it's their 44th straight year making it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second lowest seed in that span. This is the second lowest. Y'all, and the other one happened in 2019, so we're on the downward trend.
We're on the same trajectory where we're going to have another switch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
I mean, that's what happened when they changed and fired Holly Warlick, brought in Kelly Harper, and now you're looking at the same thing with Kim Caldwell. Y'all, it ain't good. It's not good. But, I mean, I guess we could get away from the bad and look a little bit more into the matchup. What do y'all see in this matchup? What do y'all think about it?
It's going to have to come down to execution, especially down the stretch. And that's something that Tennessee did not do in the first matchup between these two teams. There was ample opportunity for the team to win, but, blown defensive coverages and also, missed opportunities at the other end of the court. When you're in a matchup like this where it's two fairly equal teams, you have to execute at a very high level, especially when the stakes are this high. And that's not something that Tennessee has been able to do down the stretch this season.
Especially if you're playing them a second time.
Right.
And you didn't even beat them the first time.
Yeah, I mean, Kim Caldwell in her press conference did say, it's a completely different matchup, both teams have developed over the year. But
true.
At the end of the day, you're still the same players out in the court, the same tendency. So I think there's definitely going to be a lot that translates from that first game into this weekend's matchup.
Yeah,
I agree.
For sure.
What do you think, Corinne?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Steven. I think it's going to be interesting to see if they have a little bit more excitement, I guess. Maybe since they're out of the SEC tournament, maybe they're going to have a little bit of...
They've had a long time
They've
to
had
sit
a long
on
time.
that.
Yeah.
Kim Caldwell brought that up. She was like, it's much different from the men's tournament. The men have a few days. The women have basically 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They, especially when Tennessee lost, it will be over 2 weeks the next time they step on the court. She talked about in her press conference how, they let the students who are like the players, like the scout team players, they go on spring break. So they just got back, and that's been good for the girls to play reset and play against each other. And now it's good to have them back and play against other people. She said they've gotten to work on a lot of skill work because they've had the time to work on skill work. And so with all that being said, it bears down to one thing, and y'all are just talking about it. It's the attitude of the team. That's where it comes to. At the end of the day, do you want to be in Ann Arbor playing for a chance to play Michigan? To play a great team.
Right.
Do you want to be there? That's what it comes down to.
That's kind of I agree with Steven in the execution part of it, but I think the attitude is the part of the execution.
It is part of
it's probably the main and first part.
Right.
So
I don't know, y'all. I'm low key. I mean, 8:00 ESPN prime time, fun game. I mean, it's exciting, but are they going to get embarrassed on national television? There's a chance, and that's not. I don't know.
That's not fun.
It has been a very depressing episode too so far, but it is just so hard to get. I mean, we've gotten excited for this team so many times that they've
we were excited 2 weeks ago. We were excited for the SEC tournament, and then they go out there and put out there what they did. You can't continue. I don't know.
I'm hurt.
I'm hurt.
But it's been
it's hard.
I think it's a 7-game losing streak right now. So it's been a long. I'll have to look up the date when the last time this team won.
The last time they won, I remember when it was. It was the Missouri game here at home, which was February. I think it was the 12th. No, yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was February 12th, which has been how many weeks?
That's over.
What month is it?
It's
March.
It's March 7th, 18th, 17th, something like that.
Oh my God, really?
18th.
Oh yeah.
So that's been
over
5 weeks.
Over a month ago.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. It's been 5 weeks tomorrow.
That's pretty wild.
It would have been 5 weeks.
This has to be one of the longest droughts in program history.
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be. Probably when you look at it from a day-by-day stance or a week stance. That's y'all. I don't have any words. I have no words.
And, I feel bad, kind of, how we're saying how, like, it's been depressing. But, like, and I feel bad kind of, like, talking about them in a sense. But, like, I'm sad. I'm sad.
Yeah,
I'm hurt.
exactly.
Like, I don't know. It's hard to, I'm done being delusional.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, let's all remember, this was a team that started 6-0 in conference play.
Right.
Don't get me wrong; they had the easier part of their conference late at the beginning, but they still started 6-0. And ever since then, they've won 2 games. Ever since they beat Kentucky on, let me find the date of this game. I think it was January 22nd. That's when it was. And ever since January 22nd, they've won 2 games.
That's Georgia
and
Missouri.
Was that Kentucky game home?
Yes.
Oh, I think I was supposed to cover that game.
So,
and I got the flu.
There was a lot of students at that game.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a good amount of students. I had to sit up in the second deck.
Nice.
There was a lot of students. And 2 weeks later at the Missouri game,
not a whole lot.
Dang.
Ghost town. There were some games towards the end of that this year that it was like 50 students in there.
They go for the tea credit and leave.
Y'all, they brought us burritos one game.
And there's like 2 weeks because that's so many people showed up.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, can you blame? Like, it's not. They have been a fun team to watch.
No.
Yeah.
Eddie's like by any metric.
Yeah, you may as well tempt the students with food. That would work with me.
Oh, it worked with me. Though.
Yeah.
No, for real, it worked for me.
A tea credit and a free burrito, I'll take that.
Come on now.
Yeah.
A t-shirt too.
And a t-shirt. Oh, count me in.
Steven, you brought this up earlier, so I think it's something we should talk about. The reaction.
It was
the reaction. We Steven sent us the video or the pictures, and yeah, it was something. What do y'all think?
I guess you didn't get it because
pictures. Okay, so just give me a recap. What pictures are we talking about?
It's. I mean, we could just like. It's like.
Yeah, we can pull them up and show them to you really quick, Corinne, because they basically, if you look at all the girls' faces, they were shook. They could not believe. Yeah, you have them, Steve? Here, I got them right here. There you go. And then they couldn't believe that they were a 10 seed, basically, I think is what that reaction.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they look stunned.
Kim Connell, I could like the hand over the mouth and like whoever's standing next to her, like her mouth is like a foot wide open. Maybe this is. I mean, it was pretty. It was pretty interesting. I mean, like.
It was
a mask off moment in the most literal sense.
It was.
So another thing that we could discuss that's a big deal was the pictures that the reaction whenever they figured out that they would be taking on NC State as the 10 seed in the Ann Arbor region. Steven, give me your reaction to their reaction.
I mean, it was an absolutely big mask off moment for the team. I mean, Kim Connell with her hand over her mouth, like. Whoever the assistant was sitting beside her, like jaw was like 6 inches open. It was like pure shock. I guess most people were expecting them to be like an 8 or 9 seed in UCLA or UConn, but I mean those are all pretty much if they'd gone to any of the 1 seeds, it would have been a rematch in the second round from games they played this regular season. So I guess it kind of makes sense. I am surprised that they got a rematch against NC State though, because that's like we've been talking about, that was the first game of the season for both teams.
Yeah. I mean, I, in a way, I'm shocked that they're shocked.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, I don't know what kind of shock it is. Like, are you shocked that you're a 10 seed? Are you shocked that, like, what did you expect?
I mean, because you can't take it for granted that they made the tournament, because there was a lot of, I mean, that they weren't even gonna make it because I mean. Many people are complaining that they just made it because of their brand name. Now, they did play a very tough schedule, but, losing 8 games or 7 games in a row, like, yeah, I don't know.
16 and 13. I mean, 13's a lot of losses,
That's
y'all.
a lot of losses.
That's a lot of losses. And,
it is.
If you look at the men's side, Auburn had a big problem with that. Auburn was 17 and 16, but with the toughest strength of schedule in men's college basketball. They got left out of the tournament. Now, 16 losses is more than the 13 the Lady Vols had. But I think they played more games too. I'm just saying, like,
no, that's a good comparison.
It is both of those, and Tennessee I think I mean, like that Kentucky win, that win at Alabama, may have just pushed them over the top.
Yeah, true.
I think men's and women's is a bit different, given the fact that in men's there's a lot of good mid-major programs.
There are.
Yeah.
Women's you don't really. It's very top heavy, so I think like the nod will be given to like a power forward team that has a record like Tennessee, as compared to like Auburn, because you have like decent mid-major teams on the men's side, like Miami of Ohio.
Right.
Oh, right.
You don't really have teams like that on the women's side, so I think that's why they managed to squeak it. But they cut it way too close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Tennessee could be a Cinderella team?
I mean, yeah. I think I have a hard time calling them a Cinderella team. Obviously their seeding is what it is, so I guess technically they would be, but you are Tennessee. Like, it's kind of weird to think of a program like that as a Cinderella.
Yeah.
But I do think, because they do have a very unique style of play, and I think if you get by NC State, which obviously they're going to be slightly familiar with Tennessee style of play, you might be able to surprise Michigan in the next round. But I think that is like a less than 5% chance that's going to happen.
Yeah, 100%. I was, like I said, I listened to SEC Now the other night, and I figured out the head coach for Arkansas, his former head coach, Mike Neighbors was his name. That's his name, and he's on SEC Now. But they were talking about this may be the best 10 seed in the history of 10 seeds because of the talent on this roster, y'all.
Probably.
There are so many 5 stars, so many. Like, Talasia Cooper was all SEC coming into the season. I mean, Z Spearman was viewed as a huge returner. I mean, they just have so much talent on this roster, y'all. So much experience. And they're a 10 seed.
It makes 0 sense.
That's why
it makes none.
They deserve to be a 10 seed. But
100%.
Like, how do you put yourself in this position?
Yeah.
And we talk about, like, the shock on the team's face. Like, you've kind of put yourself, ending the year on a 7 game skid, you've kind of put yourself at the mercy of the committee. You should be happy you're making the dance, I think.
Yeah, I agree. No, you put yourself at the mercy of the committee. When you play this way down the stretch, this is what happens. You have no chance of controlling anything yourself.
No.
And at the end of the day, they're kind of lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's something to be said about, like, the brand carrying them over the finish line, because you are Tennessee. Like, I think if there's another program in a Power 4 conference in a similar position, they're not making the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, would you rather have, like, an ACC? I'm not saying there was one, but let's say, like, hypothetically that this was a situation that happened. Would you rather have like an ACC team that is a smaller brand but has won their last 6 games of the season and has had a pretty good resume overall over Tennessee, who has lost their last 7? Like, if that would have happened, Tennessee may not have made it. Yeah. And I mean,
but I mean, go back to the branding. Like, if you're ESPN, who do you want playing in your tournament? I mean, there's Tennessee, NC State. I mean, they're putting it on ESPN. Like, it's gonna draw. It's gonna draw the crowd,
100%. And I think we talked about it, where Tennessee's still like the second most viewed team, third most viewed team in the country. Like, ESPN looks at that. Don't get me wrong. ESPN runs the tournament. Like, I know they have a committee, but like, there's some people in their ears. Don't get me wrong.
Maybe everyone else is just as delusional as we are.
Maybe.
Because you look. I mean, like you said, you look at this team on paper. You're like, how are they this bad? But
we need to name this episode like delusion. Yeah. Like, literally
feeding our delusions.
Like, feeding our delusions. Because this is. It just feels like, how can it not feel like delusions at this point? Like, I mean, there's just, you go back and look at the games down the stretch of the season. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we talked about the Vandy game, how we all thought, we were kind of like, oh, maybe they could come up with a big win at home on senior day. The Alabama game, we all thought they would win that game.
Texas A&M
game. The Texas game, even, like, at home, it was a big home game. Like, all those, like, and they lost them all. And some of them, I mean, the Vandy game, low-key, was pretty ugly, especially in the second half. Alabama game was ugly basically the whole game. So, like, how can we not be delusional? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's our Tennessee Lady Volunteers for everybody in a nutshell. I think we can turn our attention to the bigger bracket at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe, I'm sure you all fill out your brackets, but, like, I don't know. Maybe we start with our Final Fours and maybe work our way out. Maybe some games you're excited to see this weekend, maybe potential upsets. I don't know.
Yeah, I love the field, especially. One thing I always love about the women's tournament is when you get further along. I love watching the women's like Elite 8, Sweet 16. Those matchups are so good normally. Yeah. And so those are the first round, me and Steven were talking about it earlier, Corinne, it's normally the higher seeds are going to win. That's just kind of how it goes.
Not the upsets, not the excitement of the men's
tournament. No, definitely not.
Like women, UCLA, UT San Antonio?
Yeah,
like,
and I mean, even if you look at like
UConn.
the 8 and 9 seeds, like Oklahoma State, Princeton. I know Princeton's been really good this year. Oklahoma State's had a solid year, but like I'm not personally very excited for that game. But like look into the bracket, like get deeper. You could have a Ohio State Vandy matchup in the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
that would be so much fun. Another Sweet 16 matchup could be South Carolina, Oklahoma, a rematch when Oklahoma upset them earlier this season.
Right.
That could be like those types of games are so much fun in my opinion. Like I'm looking forward to those personally, but I don't know. Do y'all have any games this weekend that y'all are bookmarking?
I mean, I don't really have any upset. The only upset I really have that's like of note is probably Tennessee over NC State.
Right.
I think that's almost delusional at this point.
Yeah, probably so.
I really don't have that many upsets because this tournament is not manufactured. I mean, 8 or 9s, I guess. Like those could be a bit of a toss-up, but I mean, the one game that will be interesting would be Colorado, Illinois. That's another 10-7 game that could be interesting to watch. Colorado has had some pretty impressive wins this season already. Up and down team, give them that, but they're taking down some decent teams like Iowa State, so they're definitely capable, with that getting that upset. But I'm not seeing too many games this first weekend that are like popping up.
I'm not really either. I will be I'll be interested to see how Texas Tech plays.
That's a good one.
Villanova and Texas Tech will be an interesting game. Actually, Villanova winning that game.
Really?
Really?
That's what they're like throwing the dart at the board, sort of. Like maybe you got an upset there, but
I think I'm looking. The second round could bring really good potential games. Mm-hmm. We could look at Notre Dame, Ohio State, Han Hidalgo, Jelani Cambridge. A great matchup head-to-head of great scores. Also, we know what Hidalgo can do on the defensive sides. I think she leads Notre Dame's in steals all time. Another second
Georgia, Iowa could be.
Georgia, Iowa. I was talking to Steven about this. This one could be, like, keep your eyes out because a few years ago, Georgia went up to Iowa with Caitlin Clark there, and they almost upset them in the second round. This is a rematch of that.
I was not Caitlin Clark.
No.
They're good, but they're not.
They're good. They're not that good. They're gettable.
Clark good.
I mean, I watched Iowa for a bit after the Louisville, Tennessee.
Oh yeah. They played who? Connecticut, UConn.
UConn. It wasn't even close. Like Tennessee, Louisville was ugly. This one was even more ugly. So.
Well, like look at what UCLA did to them in the Big Ten championship. They beat them by 50.
Yeah.
I was sitting there with my dad in the room we were watching games on. I think we were watching like Tennessee softball, and I look at the score of that Big Ten championship. He was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "No, it was like 97-45 or something like that.
Goodness,
it was crazy."
Really?
That's like Iowa's a team on that 2 line that's probably a little gettable. In Georgia, with Carnegie and some of those other players they can score. They can score. They can defend. And they got I forgot their head coach's name. She's former UCF coach. She's really good. She's been in this moment before. So that could be definitely an interesting game. That one in the second round could be a fantastic game. Also, Alabama-Louisville. Yep.
Yeah.
Christy Curry taking on Louisville could be really exciting.
Ole Miss, Minnesota, too. That could be
yes.
Because I think a lot of people, I'm surprised Ole Miss slipped down to a 5 seed. I think they're a sneaky good team. And
me too.
I think they could make a run. I mean, I don't think they're going to get past UCLA, but I think they can make a run into the Sweet 16.
I
agree.
And they, under Coach Yo, they've done that. They have been super competitive in the NCAA tournament and being led by somebody like Cody McMahon, who has been here. She was with Ohio State last year. We actually put her out of the tournament. But she's a good player. She's got a lot of experience. So I think definitely that's one. And then, like, I look at the, like, potential Elite 8 matchups, and if you go all 1s and 2 seeds, and it just kind of seems in women's hoops.
That's the way it's going to show. I mean, Duke might get LSU, I guess.
Duke could get LSU because Duke could muck it up, and they're playing so much better here later in the season than they were early. But, like, let's look, like, UConn Vandy, AZ Fudd versus Michaela Blakes. Oh, my God. And Sarah Strong is in there as well. I mean, how fantastic.
I think Sarah Strong – wait, was Sarah Strong? Yeah, I think she's, like, freshman of the year.
Yeah, last year she was.
Yeah.
She's sophomore, and she's the front runner for National Player of the Year.
Yeah, that's the one it is.
And then UCLA, LSU. I mean, I told Steven earlier, I said when LSU's playing their best basketball, they can beat anybody in the country.
Yep. Kim Mulkey.
Hard
to play against.
I'm telling y'all, that could be a game.
The one bracket that I'm fairly convinced is going to be a 1-2 matchup will be South Carolina's quadrant. I think TCU will get past Iowa in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I have TCU and South Carolina playing in the Elite Eight.
But that would be a fantastic matchup too. Then on the other side, I mean, we probably have Texas and Michigan facing off.
Yeah, I have Texas and Louisville, but
that's a fair one.
That's a close one. I have Texas and Louisville. I don't know. That's just I like when I watched Louisville play Tennessee earlier this year. You got to see it in person. They're a good team. They're a solid team. They can shoot the ball. They like to get up and down, physical. They're pretty good.
I'd honestly probably throw Kentucky in there as well.
That's another one that people are sleeping on. I feel like Kentucky was solid this year.
Yeah.
Well,
they normally are.
When Clara Strack's playing her best, it is so hard. I watched Clara Strack play in the SEC tournament. She went off against Arkansas first round. Played Georgia second round. Had 30 in that game, I believe. And then they got slowed down by South Carolina, who doesn't get slowed down by South Carolina, really. And so Clara Strack playing, I think they can make it out of West Virginia, make it out of Morgantown.
It's going to be a good game, though.
That is.
You have the Big 12 champs, right?
Yes.
Coming back.
And that West Virginia winning the Big 12 champ, upsetting TCU. Very surprising. But Kentucky has to go into Morgantown. That could be a really good game. Now, okay, I have one more team I got to shout out. Murray State playing Maryland. Murray State has 3 losses. I have a friend that's on Murray State, so I got to shout him out. I think she's redshirting this year. Jaden Askins is from my hometown. She's playing on Murray State. They have 3 losses on the year, y'all. I know it's the OVC, but just look out for Murray State. That's just when you know how to win, it can change things. So playing Maryland, who's a solid team, but Murray State 31-3 on the year. That could be a potential upset. I mean, Maryland's favored by 30.5. So if they keep it close, that could be a first round game to keep an eye on. I don't think that looking around, y'all, besides obviously Tennessee, NC State, Fairfield, Notre Dame. Fairfield is I think 4 losses on the year, 28-4. They're always in the tournament. They're always a good team. So that could be one to look out for. Besides that,
and I also think going in later to the bracket, I have all 1 seeds making it. Final 4.
Is that your final 4?
The 1 seeds they're just so dominant.
Very dominant.
Dominant. They're so good.
It's kind of hard to imagine an upset with these 1 seeds, but it's possible.
It's possible.
Is that everybody's final 4? Are we all 1s?
I mean, maybe I don't think LSU gets in past. So I have all 1s.
Y'all know UCLA had 19 quad 1 wins on the year.
Ridiculous.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That number's unreal.
It's pretty crazy.
And, I was listening to something the other day. There's an argument for UCLA to be the overall number 1 over UConn. Yep. I know UConn was fabulous, but UConn played in the Big East. UCLA dropped 1 game all year, y'all. It was to another 1 seed. It was to Texas. I mean, it was early. It was in the Players Era tournament, the women's Players Era.
That could be a rematch.
That could be a rematch.
Semis.
And I think UCLA will want to get that revenge. My final 4 is UConn over South Carolina, which is a rematch of last year's national championship. And then I have UCLA over Texas in the rematch of the Players Era from earlier this year. And this is up in the air. I'm going UConn over UCLA.
Interesting.
AZ Fudd, Sarah Strong played the national title a year ago. They got that experience. They killed UCLA last year in the Final Four. I think it was 85-51. UCLA was a great team last year.
They were.
I'm going to go with Connecticut over them again. It just seems like Gino Auriemma's just got it working right now.
Is UConn the defending national champion?
Yes.
They are.
Yeah, that's what
they dominated South Carolina last year in the championship.
I was going to say, I thought I recalled South Carolina winning, but they might have won a couple
years
before.
They won the year before. They were undefeated. They beat Iowa. They beat Caitlin Clark in the national title the year before. Last year it was UConn. Of course, it was a big deal because Tennessee beat UConn last year. It's we beat the national champs.
Oh, yeah.
But
this time you might have lost the national champs by 30.
Literally, exactly. But I'm going to go Connecticut. That's just – I feel like it's such a simple pick.
I have Texas over UConn in the final. I have Texas beating UCLA in the semis. And I think Texas has gotten better. Like we talked about, they beat UCLA earlier in the year. I think they've gotten even better as a program.
I like
these last few weeks. They had a really impressive outing at the SEC tournament. So
yeah, they did.
I think they're definitely a team to. I love their coach to death, and that was sarcastic.
The wonderful Vic Schaefer.
The wonderful Vic Schaefer. But I got it. That's a really good team there.
Yeah.
So
they
built on defense.
Yeah.
Defense.
It's kind of a.
They did really surprise me in the SEC championship.
Shocked me.
They were so dominant.
Yeah, I was with all my friends, and like we were watching the game, and I just couldn't believe it. And they were like, "What?" They were like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "You guys don't understand the significance. Like this is kind of crazy.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like them two had played already twice, and both had been super competitive. They had each split, and then Texas just comes in and just says, "We're going to dominate this game," and that's what it was. It was complete and total domination from the Longhorns.
Yeah.
Madison Booker was unreal. Rory Harmon is the heart and soul of that team, and they just keep on trucking. They're going to be a really interesting team to watch throughout March. Corinne, what's your bracket looking like?
So, unfortunately, because I have had no service, I have no bracket.
That's okay.
So
you have a few more days anyways.
Yeah, so I'm kind of just going off of like the official bracket.
Yeah. Looking at it.
Yeah, but I
all ones.
Yep. I've was talking to Sawyer and Steven earlier, but I've had horrible technology. So I've not. What's it called? Technology luck. So I've not gotten to my bracket yet.
Yeah, we did start a bracket pool, but I don't think you were able to join it. So
you have to join our bracket pool.
Okay, that's what I thought because I saw Camden like texted it or something.
So this is a different.
Oh yeah, this is just ours.
Oh, okay.
But Camden did text out.
Oh, okay,
well
yeah, and I didn't see that one
Sports.
either.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just like not getting everything that I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is
Probably
crazy.
not.
I hate phones.
But yeah, I mean that's the women's basketball tournament, and it'll be an exciting first week. Of course, we'll be able to check in with y'all after the first round. Before the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 weekend next weekend.
Will Tennessee still be alive?
Who knows? I will be on the road.
Yeah, how
Up
long
in
will
Ann
you
Arbor.
be in Ann Arbor?
I'm heading up tomorrow at 6 a.m. in the morning. And we'll be getting up there in time for Tennessee's media. I think they have coaches and interviewing coaches and players like 3:15 in the afternoon or something like that.
Okay.
And then you have pretty much all of Friday off, and the tip-off for that game is first game is at 8 p.m. on Friday.
Nice.
And I guess a potential game on Sunday if they manage to win that first round. But
If they don't win, are you guys coming back?
yes, we'll probably come back like Saturday, I guess.
Nice.
Time for Well,
I hope they win for y'all.
I do too.
I hope they
Yeah.
win just for y'all. So y'all don't
Yeah,
have to
me
turn
too.
around and drive back 48 hours after you just took off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That would not be fun.
No,
But
especially all the way to Michigan. It's oh my god, it's probably gonna be cold there.
It's a little chilly. It's not much worse than what we've had here the last few
Oh,
days. To
really?
be
you're from the
honest.
north. Steven's used to it.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like it.
true.
No, he
Just-
doesn't like it.
I
But
would
like,
probably,
it's
I don't like it.
You know. Okay.
I'd probably shrivel up and die, honestly.
So yeah, you're the Cali.
Yeah,
You're-
I can't do cold.
So realistically speaking, what do y'all think we win this game? Do you not think we win this game?
I want to say yes. I'm just gonna say
I do too, Steven. I want to say yes. I want to break the bad habits.
Right.
I want us to win this game just because I want us to win.
Yeah,
but,
100%.
But I just don't. I don't really know. I don't think that they want to fight the good fight, and
then we'll have a discussion next week about what the future of the program is.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with no, y'all. I'm sorry. I hate to be that way. I can't.
Fair.
I don't see them
I
being
think I'm
able
gonna have
muster
to
up a
agree
win.
with you.
Yeah.
And I think I don't want to say it out loud because I think I want to still feed my delusions. But
Right.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Fair.
Yeah. What do you think, Steven?
I think beating a team twice in 1 year is pretty challenging from the perspective of
Yeah.
NC State. So, based on that and the apparent better roster for Tennessee, I'm going to say Tennessee wins this game. But we've all watched them play the last 7 games. So
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not going to be shocked if it's a one and done this year. And then there's going to be a lot of uncomfortable conversations about the future of the program.
A lot.
Yeah, Danny White's going to have to
answer some questions.
Yep, he's going to be in the hot seat for sure.
I'm excited though.
Yeah,
Nonetheless, excited to watch.
Yeah,
it'll be a fun weekend news-wise.
Yes,
really either way.
Either way.
It'll be an exciting weekend, win or lose. So
100%.
Yeah, it should be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be a fun game and fun to watch the rest of the teams play too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have time to do a quick roundup on Rocky Top. Obviously, we could quickly softball got their first loss of the year, but did beat a very good. They won the series against a very good Mississippi State team. So, I mean, we'll get more into that as the season progresses. Right now, I mean, obviously the focus is on basketball, but they're chugging along and still look very solid. Carolyn Pickens made her return on Sunday, had a ridiculously good outing. So.
26-1.
26-1, yeah. 27-1.
27-1.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
They're 20. So they started 25-0 last week after a win over Lipscomb. That's their best start in program history.
You got a 26-0, right?
They did get to 26-0. Yeah. They beat Mississippi State Friday night.
And then they dropped that next one.
Dropped the next one and then picked up the win on Sunday. Mississippi State's a good ball club, y'all.
Great
yeah, they are.
Mississippi State, they have some pitching.
Yeah, they do.
They can spin the ball. They have got about 3 arms. Mississippi State is legit. I did not know about Mississippi State. SEC is just
Alabama's looking ridiculous.
Oh my
LSU's
gosh.
Florida.
Oh yeah, LSU is a team that was expected. They have a lot of talent, so if they could get it going. Florida, that's who Tennessee has this weekend. Yep. Texas A&M has got a really good squad. And we haven't even mentioned probably the 2 best teams, arguably, outside of Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Texas.
Right. So it's going to be crazy.
Oh, my God. This is like a bloodbath.
It is. It is a bloodbath.
I didn't even think about Texas and Oklahoma.
But I think are you remotely covering the games this weekend?
I am.
You're going to have some fun doing that. Huge series with Florida. That is going to be so much fun. Florida's got some big bats, Jocelyn Erickson, and they just have a great team. They can score the ball. Tennessee pitches. What's going to prevail is really the question this weekend. Going to be a great series down in Gainesville this weekend. And Ella Dodge actually mentioned she's from Florida.
Okay.
So her family will be there. That'll be pretty cool to see if Ella Dodge can have a big weekend.
I'd like to see the bats get going again because the bats. I mean, Mississippi State fantastic pitching, obviously, but you like to see the bats getting a little hotter.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't think we. Watching Gabby Leach had a tough weekend. Sophia Knight had a very tough weekend.
Oh yeah,
she only got on base 1 time. That is her leadoff that she was batting over 500, I think, coming into the series.
Yeah,
so,
she was.
They got to get some of those bigger bats back going. They had some great production from Emma Clark, from Ella Dodge still. But got to get everybody back going. Got to get everybody on the same page. Got to get the Leach twins on the same page. Get Sophia Knight. If they can get all that going, they'll need it this weekend. Florida's going to score some runs. It's inevitable. They will score some runs.
It's going to be a good. And that series will kick off Friday night at 6 p.m. in Gainesville. It'll be number 1 Tennessee versus number 5 Florida. Also that evening, Lady Vol Hoops will kick off their potential postseason run against NC State in Ann Arbor at 8 p.m. Our game will be on ESPN. Saturday, things keep on rolling for softball. They play Florida at 1 p.m. Soccer kicks off their spring slate against Notre Dame at 1 p.m. in Louisville as an exhibition game. And then on Sunday, softball wraps up their series out in Florida at 12 p.m. And then basketball has a potential matchup against Michigan or Holy Cross if they pull off a massive upset. Right. If they win on Friday, of course. And then Tuesday, softball will play Tennessee Tech at home in Sherry Parker Lee Stadium, and that game will be at 6 p.m.
Which I will be covering.
Nice.
There you go.
That'll be fun. I mean, weather's got to get our weather in. It's been brutally cold these last.
Oh yeah.
Baseball last night. It was like 35
Oh my gosh!
degrees.
I saw your video and I was like, "Poor Steven."
Yes.
If you're on cold weather in Tennessee, just send me to a baseball game.
Right. I feel like you were the. Well, I think you've covered a couple of cold games too. But every time it's like really cold, it's Steven. Like
it is Steven out there shivering
on my Instagram. Like,
yes.
Poor Steven.
We send him out there to the cold games to brave the cold. It is.
Oh my gosh.
At least the press box I got over there is pretty sick because only the stand up at the end that you have to try to sort yourself out.
The stand up at the end is when it's cold out there, y'all.
Not fun.
You want to get it done as quick as you possibly can.
Sometimes, like when I am like walking to class in the cold, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that's a universal experience, but
No, that's
like I just can't. Like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad because I didn't know you were covering the game, and I saw the little stand up on Instagram, and I was like, oh, Steven, it's like 20 degrees outside.
I was so smart today that I decided to go for a run this morning in the
Oh.
freezing cold.
What?
And yeah,
How did your lungs not collapse?
Oh, they about collapsed.
Oh
I'm
my
telling y'all. I
gosh.
finally go, I gotta walk, and I just start walking. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I gotta walk.
And so I started walking. But
oh my gosh.
Weather will be nicer this weekend, so I guess softball's not many people are in town, but baseball will be back in town. We got 80 on Sunday, y'all. So like, come on now. It'll be a little colder.
80 on Sunday.
After it snowed on Monday.
But yeah.
Yeah, Corinne, you missed the snow.
I did.
You missed the
Unfortunately,
snow.
I was stuck on the tarmac at the Atlanta airport having the best day of my entire life.
I think we don't even get into that right now.
Yeah, we definitely don't. That would take us down a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Like I say, all right. Thanks for joining us for episode 11 of Rock Solid Summit Blue podcast. You can follow all our work at WTK Sports on X or on Instagram. And that'll be all for today. I'm Stephen Mason alongside Corinne Muth and Sawyer Huntley. Thanks for joining us today.